The number of emotions I had while watching the Alive Inside documentary, as well as after I had finished watching it, are more than I can ever put into words. The way the documentary included so many people's perspectives, from Dan Cohen to people who work in nursing homes, to Dr. Oliver Sacks, who's a neurologist, and to the patients at the nursing homes, which included Henry, Denise, John, and countless others, my emotions while watching the documentary were constantly fluctuating. Including these perspectives made me realize just how much of a positive effect that the things Dan Cohen was doing had on the people in the video and others as well. Dan Cohen is a social worker who worked in the computer industry field, and once he found out that playing music had a positive effect on people with dementia, he began working hard to try to get music in nursing homes across the country. He tried to take out loans and went around to different nursing homes with the headphones and the iPod and brought them to people with dementia to connect them with music. Dr. Oliver Sacks provided key information about how the brain works when someone has dementia, which helped me to better understand what was talked about in the documentary, specifically the part about which part of the brain is affected by dementia first versus which part of the brain is affected by dementia last. The ideas that Dr. Oliver Sacks brought to the documentary left me wondering afterwards, and I was curious to know more about how dementia affects specific parts of the brain, and will look up more about that in my free time. Not only did we get to hear from patients such as Henry, Denise, and John, but the documentary also lets viewers get to hear from their families, which probably brought out the strongest emotions for me personally. Seeing the patients' families talk and hearing their specific stories about how long the patient had been in the nursing home, and just talking about them in general, proved how much each family cared for their loved one, even if their loved one couldn't remember which specific family member they were. Hearing from Henry's family specifically brought a lot out of me, and I began tearing up at one point. Hearing Henry's daughter just talk about him in general with so much emotion, and then being able to see Henry with the headphones on and what the music was able to do for him, it seemed to light up everyone in the room and put a smile on everyone's face. Music brought out something different in each patient, but at the end of the day, when the headphones were put on, they could not have been happier to be listening to music. In the documentary, Dan Cohen brought music to people with dementia, but music can also be used in the occupational therapy profession to support occupational performance. Occupational therapists can help with occupational performance by working with individuals to improve their ability to participate in meaningful daily activities. Music can be incorporated into this area of occupational therapy because there are so many different types of music, and playing the type of music your client likes the best can motivate them to do activities that holds personal value and purpose for your client. In the documentary, music helped the people with dementia to remember specific parts of their life or specific memories while they were listening to a certain song from that time period. The same thing can go for occupational therapists, helping people and supporting people in occupational performances with the use of music. For example, if an occupational therapist has a young child as a client, songs such as Five Little Monkeys, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes can be used for fun learning, which can help the child learn specific things such as counting, body parts, and farm animals in a fun way rather than just learning those things in a school environment. Some children find it difficult to pay close attention to things that are happening in school environments, and they find it also difficult to sit at desks for long periods of time. So if fun songs such as Five Little Monkeys, Old MacDonald Had a Farm, and Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes can teach them specific fundamental things that they need to know, they might be able to remember the information better and be able to recall it in the future. Older children are learning how to tie their shoes and learning new hobbies and other occupational performances that are different than those that younger children learn. So songs such as Happy by Pharrell Williams and Firework by Katy Perry can be songs that older children listen to while they're trying to learn how to tie their shoes and learning more difficult things in school, because those two songs, Happy and Firework, as well as other songs like them, can be seen to be outgoing and motivational and can keep older kids motivated in whatever daily activity they are doing, especially because if older kids see an activity to be too challenging, they're not going to want to do it anymore and they're going to want to stop. Since adults have more songs that they're able to listen to and more genres to pick from, they can pick their favorite song on the radio, let's say, and they can play it after they're done with their least favorite occupational performance, which could either be self-maintenance, productivity, leisure, or rest. So if an adult strongly dislikes waking up and getting ready in the morning, they could play their favorite song afterwards. By playing their favorite song or developing goals with an occupational therapist, adults can find alternative ways to still be able to do the things they want to and possibly find a way to be motivated to do the things they want to because their favorite song is involved. Another way music can be involved in an occupational therapist's approach to support occupational performance is while working with a client. Every time a client goes to do a daily activity they are not motivated to do, once it's completed, they can listen to their favorite song. Like my favorite song is Bad Habit by Steve Lacy, and if I strongly disliked making my bed every morning, I would wake up and make my bed, and then I would be able to play Bad Habit by Steve Lacy because I made my bed. But I wouldn't be able to play that song until my bed was made. So let's say one day I wake up and I don't make my bed. I can't play Bad Habit by Steve Lacy because my bed isn't made. And as long as this goal is set with an occupational therapist or even just themselves and they stick to it, then music is a part of their occupational performance and they're able to get more things done and be motivated to do them. In the documentary, I had a wow response after seeing what the music did for people with dementia, and adding music into occupational therapy could help several people. People receive occupational therapy for a variety of reasons, and adding music can help the client, whether that's feeling more motivated to do daily activities, connecting with others through music, or just using music to wind down for the day. Since music is so expressive and can be seen in the nooks and crannies of the world, it could be used in occupational therapy as well. And to go back to using music to wind down for the day, if you have a very stressful day and you are running around all day and you decided I want to calm down before I go to sleep, you could put on some music, your favorite song or some white noise or some forest sounds, and whatever helps a person calm down and get ready for bed, which is another occupational performance, which would be self-maintenance. And then once that song was over, or once the white noise was over, then they would be able to be calmed down and get ready for bed.